an amazing, amazing presentation, wasn't it? Doesn't that make you want to, who wants to run around the room about 10 times? Or stand in place and jog about 10 times? You know, that is, if we had that product at the back of the room, just that information, I mean, being able to sit and hear that again and again, you're just thinking of yourself and other people. I'm saying, wow. And I said, Katie, if that product was at the back of the room, how many of you would run back there and want to buy it? The rest of you don't want it? You want your stem cells to be old and decrepit? Listen, the reason our business is so great is, this was an aha moment for me. I've never been in a room where somebody says they want to be old, ugly, and broke. So now who would want to run to the back of the room and get that product? Guys, that is amazing. Jeunesse has state-of-the-art, breakthrough, scientific product that you cannot find anyplace else. And so today, I'm going to share with you, I've been 45 years in the industry. I started in the industry just to make $200 a week to stay home with my kids. And so I grew up in the era of ban the brawl and women can do it all. But after I had my kids, I decided, I think I want to raise them, not somebody else. And so that has changed my life. It's taken me from the jungles of Africa to presidential offices, to receiving congressional awards, to speaking in front of Parliament, and being on a small advisory council for Washington, D.C. And I was a stay-at-home mom. So you never know where this industry is going to take you and what it can do for your life. So how many of you have goals, dreams, visions, and aspirations? Hey, look around. How many of you have dreams in your life, visions? It's in your DNA. It's in every part of you. It's probably in your stem cells. So let's go activate those stem cells even more so we can start to maybe dream more dreams and live those dreams in our life. And so I'm going to talk to you today. Being in the industry for 45 years, I had an opportunity to just about see it all. And I'm going to tell you a little, what I think are some common threads in leadership. You know, why do some go to the top? Why do some plateau? Why do some say they want to go, but they don't go anywhere? And so what the decision comes down to, I want to say this. This is a dispensation. This is a year of no more delays. How many of you have had delays in your life? Okay, expect breakthrough this year, no more delays, and a year of acceleration. So say, this is a year of acceleration.
This is the year.
Come on, like you mean it. This is a year of acceleration.
This is the year of acceleration.
And so whatever you need to accelerate, put the gas to the pedal. This is a time and season for that restraints are going to fall off. There's going to be an understanding more of your destiny and purpose. I believe that's happening for many people in life. Did I go forward? No. There we go. It's the same thank you now already. I'm doing his presentation. Thank you. That was a great presentation. So we're going to run around the room and activate our stem cells. You know, I would like a bottle of water, and if anybody has a Revita Blue packet they could put in there for me, I want to stand there and feel that 10-minute, oh. Anyway, so we're going to talk about strategies for long-term business. How many of you want Jeunesse to be a legacy for you and your family in a long-term business? Let me see your hands. It can be. Jeunesse is a legacy company, and we are a movement company. And in the industry, we have had a saying that every 10 years, a billion-dollar company arises. Every 10 years, and it always happens in a down economic time, that billion-dollar company arises. So you can follow the curve, and every time there's, oh, thank you. Thank you, you're special. Oh, thank you. Okay, we have such an awesome Jeunesse family. They really care about us. Don't you? Oh, thank you. Don't you love your Jeunesse family? Yes. Yeah, it is special, guys. It is something very unique and special has unfolded with Jeunesse. And so every 10 years, that billion-dollar company arises. We wait for that billion-dollar company to arise. And you know what? You don't need to look anymore because this is that billion-dollar company. So give yourself a hand for picking the winner. Yes, you guys have picked the winner. You're at the right place, and I don't say that lightly, the right place at the right time. Because, you know, opportunity is never lost. Somebody takes advantage of something we let go by. So what is the difference? And a lot of it is in the mind, the thinking. You know, I tell people, be careful what you say, you might be listening. So what are you speaking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself, about your life, about your family, about your business? I expected to be diamond and nothing less. How many of you expect to be a diamond? Come on. Do you want to be a diamond? What we need to understand in a strategy for a long-term business is the people that are going across this stage, we all need to get to the place, because I was at the back of the room, but I had to say, if them, why not me? So I want you to look at your neighbor, and I want you to say, if them, why not me? Say that. If them, why not me? God is not a respecter of persons. If them, why not me? And see, the people that are going across the stage, you got to have the want to. You got to have the want to, that drive within you to change, to do great things. And so for a long-term business, I want you to walk out of these doors today and say, this is my long-term business. Jeunesse is my legacy company. So I had somebody say to me last night, Teresa, why are you still working if you're a triple diamond? And I said, well, look, I have 7 grandchildren, 1 on the way, and I don't have little kids at home, but we help now with orphans, and we have a school in Africa. In fact, I'll be there in a few weeks. But what is more exciting than traveling the world, helping people with their life, build their business, help their health, help their wealth, help their well-being? What is more exciting than that, and helping other people grow their business and have success? So yes, I'm still working. I love working, and I also know that I'm leading by example. So for a long-term business, what you need to realize, I'm going the wrong way. It was upside down. Okay, so strategies for long-term, the business, the mindset. We were talking about racehorses or horses, and I did train racehorses. Of course, I weighed about 95 pounds there, so some things changed a little bit. But we would work those horses 7 days a week. There was no rest for the racehorses. They had all afternoon. They would do 1 breeze, and that was it. But I had an opportunity to break one of those horses as a baby that won the Kentucky Derby. Yeah. And so we had to learn the pace for the race. And so I tell people, look, and I believe I'm probably the one that coined this phrase, working in that industry for so long. I'm not the first horse out of the gate, but I know how to win the race. So right now, understand, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. And it takes time to build your strength, to build your endurance, to build your tenacity, to build your know-how, to build your understanding. Because in life, we go through stages. There's wisdom, there's knowledge, and there's understanding. Now I have understanding. Now I get it. But sometimes it takes time to get to that place. And sometimes we all complain in life because the road's tough, the road is long. But understand, sometimes the road is long because it takes some time to make your courage strong. Do you want to go to the top? You have a mindset of a leader. You have long-term vision. And then you'll have understanding. Because leaders that have a strategy, they have a business plan. See, guys, this is a business. This is a legacy business that you can leave to your children and to your grandchildren. Do you believe that? This is a business. I sold a business. In 45 years, I sold a business I built for 10 years. People have asked me if I want to sell my business now. I have been offered millions of dollars for my business. And I say, no way, Jose. Why would you want to? So you are building your business, your life, your legacy, along with what you're doing, whether you're part-time or full-time, that's okay. Identify where you are, where you want to be, and be very strategic with your business. Be very, very strategic. Be intentional. People that go to the top are intentional. Turn to somebody and say, be intentional. Be intentional. Have a plan. Have a strategy. So a dream written down is a goal. We all have those dreams. We have those goals. A desire is in your spiritual DNA. Desire is really of the Father. It's put there. You were put there on this earth to create and do good things. So a goal broken down are steps. So you're going to take those steps, and I tell people, work with what's in your hands. Almost everybody, the first thing people say to me in anything that they're trying to obtain, in their vision, in their dream, in their desire is, I don't have any money. And I said, no problem. Anything I've ever done in life that's taken me to the next step, I didn't have the money. But I had the belief to obtain that next step, and that next step, and that next step. So where are you now with Janess? How many of you are happy with where you are with Janess? Let me see your hands. I'm sure the diamonds' hands are all going to go up. Okay, how many of you really want to go to the next step? You really do. Okay, so I want you to look to somebody, and I want you to commit, I'm going to whatever your next step is. So tell somebody, tell 2 or 3 people. Tell them, not just your spouse, tell 2 or 3 people, I'm going to be. Come on, tell them, whatever you are, I'm going to be. I'm going to be. Come on, 3 or 4 people, not just 1 or 2. See, there's something about verbally speaking it. See, you see it first, you say it, you speak it into existence, so you see the vision, you speak it, you say it, and then you seize it. You speak it, you say it, you seize it. So, you know you want to go to the next step. You're going to be intentional. So now you are breaking down the steps. Get with your sponsor, get with your leader. Verbally commit what you're going to do that is different. Because if you're stuck in life, what is that? Doing the same thing day in and day out? We all know. You know, you either can or you can't. Either way, you're right. So steps put into application is a dream accomplished. So we need to take those steps of faith. You know, at the lead that we had, I was traveling around looking for something fun to buy, and I looked down and I saw these real pretty bracelets. And one said faith, and one said believe, and one said, you know, peace, and all the, you've seen all those bracelets. And I went to go for that faith bracelet, and I heard that little voice in me say, believe. And so, because you can have all the faith in the world, but if you don't believe it's going to work for you, it doesn't matter. But if you have faith of a mustard seed, you can what? Move mountains. Doesn't take a whole lot, but it takes the faith to believe, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what the circumstances are. We all have issues. We all have circumstances. We all have trials. We all have tribulations. We have kid problems, spouse problems. You know, I've been married going on 45 years, and people say, 45 years? I said, I know. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? I said, divorce was never an option, but murder is still on the table. And I tell him that every day. It's still on the table. So, put into application, and then your dreams can be accomplished. So, your goals. Know this. Write this down. Goals aren't anything new, guys. They go back thousands of years. Inscribe. Write the vision on the tablets. Or they were probably writing them in rock back then. But a herald will run with it because you're putting it out there in life, in the universe. You know, I tell people, God will move heaven and earth on your behalf if you're intentional and you inscribe it down and you write it down and you see it with your eyes. You see where the vision is to take you. You see, I want to be Jade. I want to be that next level. I want to be Ruby. I want to be Sapphire. Wherever you are, I want to be Emerald. I want to be Diamond, Double Diamond, Triple Diamond, Presidential. Beat me up, Scotty. I want to go to the universe. You know, whatever. Where do you want to be? So when do you want to become an executive? If you're not an executive, I want you to write it down now. Write down with me. How many people are new to the Jeunesse business? Let me see your hand. Okay. How many of you want to be an executive? That's your first step. Okay, let's write that down. I tell people in my game plan, look, if you're part-time, you can make 5 contacts a day, 6 days a week. Our creator worked 6, rested 1. He led by example. You can have your day of rest. Must be a good plan. Look at everything that was created. So, if you're part-time, maybe you work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What is your schedule? It can work around your schedule. It can work with your family. It can work with your job, with your career. We never tell people to walk away, but you can include this with what you're doing. We used to say to people years ago, if I could show you a way to make an extra $3,000 a year, but it would take you a year to do it without interfering with your present income, how many of you would be interested in that? Okay, for some of you, it doesn't sound like a lot. But do you know what $3,000 extra dollars a month? What I meant, a month? A month. Sorry. How many of you would like, you know, how about if it was even $500 a month? How many would raise their hand? Do you know $500 extra a month keeps the average family out of bankruptcy? $500 a month is a better school, a charity, having nicer weekends. How many of you don't think $500 a month is much money? Let me see your hands. Okay, deduct it from your checkbooks if you don't think it's much money. Because that $500 can help a lot of people. So start with where you're at. A lot of single moms came here and they'll tell you their stories or testimonies, came to this country. I have a lady I met that was at my house from Colombia. She became, I think it was Sapphire or Sapphire Elite, I'm not sure, but she's up there in the ranks. She had a kidney transplant and did it all from her bed. The first time she was out, she brought 35 people from Colombia to the company. She met them all on the phone and on the internet. Wow, guys, what's our excuse? I've met people in Jeunesse. We have a lady in Australia that had a brain tumor and was building the business from her bed. And she's still working in Jeunesse. Has she had some health challenges? Yes. But she's still working. So when do you want to be that executive? So those of you that aren't executive, I want you to write it down. And this is what I tell people. You can be an executive in 24 to 48 hours. That is my goal with my team. Because, you know, the speed of the pack is the speed of what? The leader. So be an executive in 24 to 48 hours. Now, some of you might say, well, how do I do that? How many of you have good friends? Let me see your hands. How many of you don't keep them up? How many of you know people that need to make more money? Keep them up. Keep them up. How many know people that need to look better, want to feel better? Keep them up. How many people don't know anybody? Keep your hand up. This business may not be for you. Okay, guys, how many of you have friends that if you say, look, I just got invited in something, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know it's huge, and I know this company's breaking records, and I want you to be on my A team. How many of you have friends that close that'll do something because you ask them to? Let me see your hands. Those are the ones that you go to. You go to those key people that they respect you, they know you, and you know that they would like to help you, whether they're going to be a customer in the business, whether they're going to build a business. So your goal would be in 24 to 48 hours, go become an executive. How many of you think you can do that? Let me see your hands. Come on. No? Yes? No? Okay, for those of you that want to do it, you set the pace for your team. Okay, then when do you want to be a jade? Write that down. Because see, as you create that momentum, you are duplicating that through your team. Do you want to take 6 months to become an executive? What are you going to duplicate? 6 months to be an executive. You want to duplicate 24 to 48 hours. You can go out and become an executive. Go find your A team leader and go find your B team leader. I always tell people, put family, friends, and members in the same leg that know each other. You can put people that don't know each other in opposite legs. Don't put family at odds with each other or friends. Create that synergy, create that enthusiasm, create that team dynamics. So when do you want to be Pearl? Write it down. Listen, if you're a little off, you can always course correct. You can always come in and be flexible. In this industry, you need flexibility, but you have to have a starting point to know where you are. You have to be able to have measurable goals on where you are and where you want to be. So when do you want to be that sapphire 25 and 50? Look, the first big goal is not sapphire, because we tend to think, oh, I got there, and then we sit back and relax. And if you don't make new goals, you don't stay there. You go backwards. Life is progressive. God, we always saw his backside because he said, I'm always going forward. Are you going to follow me or not? Life is progressive. The universe is progressive. It's always unfolding. It's always going forward. It is always doing. So you're not going to stay where you are if you don't have new goals. You will actually go backwards. So if you have not written out new goals, and then you need to be accountable with those goals to your team. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? And I tell people 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you should have those goals, okay? 6 months, 9 months, and a year. Then I go to 2, 3, and 5 years. Because in Jeunesse, in any business, it's going to take 2 years just to lay your foundation. Now, let me ask in this room, some people might say, oh my gosh, 2 years. Look guys, we're not asking you to walk away from what you're doing. We're just asking you to add some time to what you're doing. And if you could make an extra $3,000 a month, but it took you a year to do that, would it be worth your time? Absolutely, guys. Where else can you go out and have the possibility or the potential to do that? We are an acceleration, but it's up to you. It's nobody else but you. So, then I tell people by the 3rd year in business, takes a good 3 years, you're going to know who's with you and who's not. How many of you experienced fallout? You thought somebody was going to run the marathon with you. Guys, that's just life. That's just life. And every business has turnover. Every business has startup fees. Every business has time, effort, cost. Okay? So how many business owners do we have in the room here? Traditional business owners. Let me see your hands. Traditional. Okay, just throw out some numbers. How much did you spend to start that business? Let me hear you. 100,000. Woo! Do I hear 200,000? Or 3? Okay, anybody else? Come on, any number. What'd you start with? How much? 200,000. Any 10,000s? Don't be afraid to throw yours out there because we started at 100 or 2. Anybody else? Come on, I saw 5,000. Anybody else? Start a business. Okay, so we had some 5,000, 10,000s, 100 and 200. I'm sure there's many in between, but nobody wants to share that maybe. Okay, where else in the world can you go that you can start your own global online e-commerce platform and have businesses in over 100 countries? And for our packages, from a low of a couple hundred to, I know we have packages sometimes in the Asian market, we have higher end packages, but we have those great packages here, ambassador packages. How many of you started out as an ambassador? Let me see your hands. Great, that's leading by example. I tell people my team starts at the top, and I duplicate that. So start out between serious and nervous. You can't come in for a $200 package and then tell everybody, oh, you need to be an ambassador and you need to do 6 months, but you didn't. Because people are going to say, oh, what did you do? And you need to come between serious and nervous, because you can go to, I don't know if you have a Walmart. What do you have up here? Walmart up here, or Sam's Club, or Tesco, or whatever it is. Costco, you have that here. Come on, we can go there for the weekend and below $200, right? You put $200 in a business, I tell people, come in with what you can, But if it's the low amount, then you look at and you talk to your sponsor, how can I upgrade and get to the next step? Because Janess has made a wonderful plan that if people don't have the money in their pocket right now, they can go out and start working, they can earn those commission checks and retail the product, and then they can upgrade to the next level. And then you're teaching that. You're teaching people to do that. So when you want to be that ruby, the emerald, and the diamond and beyond, don't just stop diamonds. Again, let me see how many diamonds in the room we have. Come on, diamonds, raise your hands. Stand up for me again. All the diamonds and the emeralds. Diamonds and emeralds in the room. Please stand up. That's an accomplishment, guys. That's consistency. And that's right. Give them a hand. And you know what? Let me tell you a secret. Not everybody always stays there all the time, but the leaders stay in the game to stay there and go above and beyond. So it takes tenacity. It takes working with what's in your hands. It takes hard work. It takes being committed to the regionals. It takes committed to the universities. It takes commitment to go to the mindset of the expos and learn from the people that are going across the stage. And if you're at the back of the room, each meeting you're going to start stepping up and stepping up and stepping up a little further and a little closer, because you're going to begin to see, if them, why not me? So say that with me. If them, why not me? Come on, say it again. If them, why not me? Now, I can remember, guys, and being in the industry, and I can remember as a young woman when I was making, can I say past stuff? Way past stuff? Okay. When I was making it at 30 years of age, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, that was a lot of money way back then. Okay? That was a lot of money way back then. But there started to be people then that were making $100,000 a month and $200,000 a month. And then I heard somebody got to $1 million a month. And you know what I had to say? If them, why not me? Okay, but remember, my starting point, my place to come out of the gate was $200. $200 a week to stay home with my kids. But I didn't stay there because I could see, oh, I got that. I'm 100 a week. I'm getting there. Oh, well, I'm 150. I'm getting there. I'm 200. Well, I needed some new goals, didn't I? And so I thought, boy, I'm going to keep stepping up the pace for the race, because the endurance was starting to set in. The intensity was starting to set in. I was becoming that athlete in our industry and in life. Now, what's the difference between a star athlete or a world classic violinist or a wonderful ballerina? What is the difference between them and us? Well, there's one difference. What is it? One. Time. Time. What is a time that you're willing to commit to help your family, your dreams, your visions? Janess is changing the world. It is changing our Janess world, our family. So where do you want to be? 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. Remember, 2 years just for your foundation. 3 years, you'll know who's with me, who stayed in the game, who had the tenacity, who had the stick-to-itiveness, who had the, you gotta have the want to. It has a way to sort and sift in life. Who's your athlete? Who's your world class, world changer? Who's your reformer? Who's your one that wants to light their world? Because see, you don't have to change the world. You know, but if we all do a little, because it says, light your world. What is your world? Who are the people in your path, in your world, that you can help touch and change? So, write it down. Where do you want to be with those goals? Write those down. We've somehow gotten out of that in the industry. And then you give those to your sponsor, because then the sponsor can say, okay, here's this list of accountability. Where do you want to be? And when people say, I listen to them and they say, hey, I want to have more money to take, my kids to nicer school, or I want to make more money to give to charity, or I want to make more money that I can give to my neighbor, or have a nicer life, or take care of my health. Then you have that accountability. Judy, when you told me that you wanted to travel the world and help more people, were you joking or were you really serious about that? You're really serious. You see, people will tell you really what they want to do and want to be. And you know, I use that. So have that accountability with your sponsor. Write it down. And you know, every business has a life cycle. So realize this is your business. So turn to somebody and say, this is my business. This is my business. Come on. This is my business. This is my business. My business. Now look, ladies, if you started a business and your husband didn't like it, okay, he's going to tell you it's your business. And you say, it's mine. Okay? But when you start making more money, he's going to start to say, this is our business. Yeah? And you say, it's mine. And listen, my husband is saying, go girl, all the time. All the way to the bank, he's saying, go girl. So if you have a spouse that's not for you, guys, encourage them. I don't care if it's your wife, your husband, your kids, encourage them. Be a part, be a team player. Be that person that's going to help people get to the top. Not tear them down, but build them up. If your friend invited you and it's not for you, it's okay, but it is for them. Pat them on the back. Give them a referral. Be a retail customer. Do what you can to encourage them. But every time I've seen in this industry, the woman will start it, it's her business, it's our business, and the guy step up and say, yeah, it's my business, and he gets on the stage and the platform and tells everybody what he did. Just kidding. Now, you know, give credit where credit is due. You know, if one spouse isn't ready, trust me, when things start changing in life, he'll get ready, or she'll get ready. Okay? So here's the life cycle of a business. I want you to think long-term business. Every business needs what to succeed? What do we all need in a business? One common word. What is it? Every business needs it. People. People. I need that song. Barbara Streisand. People who need, okay? People. We all need business. If you're a hairdresser, if you're a dentist, if you're a doctor, you need what? If you're in insurance, if you're in car sales. Okay, so if I mention any business that you're in, raise your hand. If you're in insurance, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a hairstylist, if you're a stockbroker, any of those, you need what? Clients, people. Our business is no different, but the beauty of our business is you work in your own backyard and you start there, but you don't stay there. It is unlimited where it can take you on this e-commerce global platform. How many of you want to be a part of the Jeunesse Global movement? Okay, guys, it's huge. Okay, good. And so here's your business life cycle. I don't care if you're a traditional business. I don't care if you're a networking business, whatever business it is. But you have startup. There is always a startup fee. There's always a startup time. There's always a startup investment. And it seems like it takes a while for that to get started. Then you have a break-even point and you think, my God, am I getting anywhere? I have all this time, all this effort, maybe all this money in these startup businesses or whatever it is. At least in Jeunesse, you know what your startup is. And so you have that. Then you finally start to get into profitability. But it takes time. And see, we have gotten into a McDonald's society mindset. We have gotten into the moment-by-moment leadership in many places in the world, and I'll cover that in a minute. But you get into that sustainability. Guys, I could have quit my business probably 3 months into it, but I didn't. Because I knew there was more. I knew there was more people I wanted to help. I knew there was more lives I could change. I knew there was more that could be added to our dreams, desires, goals, and aspirations if I just kept putting one foot in front of the other and I kept planting the seeds with the people around me. So then there's scalability. There'll be a time and place where you're going to say, I want to take it to a higher level. I'm sustaining it now, and it's good. Like when somebody asked me last night, why do you keep working? My business is sustainable. I'm at scalability now. I'm scaling it around the world and duplicating emeralds, diamonds. You know, all my leaders that started with me in the beginning are still with me, and I've never been able to say that in my 45 years of the industry. Every leader is still with me, and almost every one of them is a diamond. Work with the ones that want to work. If they run 50, I run 50 with them. If they run 100, I run 100 with them. The minute they quit, I've quit 10 minutes before them. Because I have people lined up, and you will too if you have that posture of what you have in your hands and the power of Jeunesse and what we're doing and how we're changing lives. And then you have succession in life. That is a cycle. That's a cycle of every business. And you have to ask yourself, okay, I might still just be getting into profitability, but I want to take it that it's sustainable. If I want a few days off here and there, if I want to go to Tahiti for a month or whatever, you can, because you have some leaders in place that are duplicating whether you work or you don't. Okay? And succession, obviously, is when you have those people in front of the class. You know, the best day in a teacher's life is when the student is in the front. I always want my team. I was just talking to Katie. I said, wow, Lisa's in Seattle, Stephanie's in Miami, and I'm here. Go team. You know, my team is out there now doing it. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Now, in life, this is a cycle. We all come. We leave our homes, and we're in survival. It's scary, but woohoo, we're out of the house, aren't we? Yay, we're going to conquer the world. But we start out at survival, and then we start to experience success. And then we go to significance and succession. This too is a life cycle. There are no shortcuts. The problem sometimes in life and in our industry and just in sometimes generations is they want to go right to significance, to succession. And you hear about those 90-day wonders. Sometimes you hear about those 90-day wonders in Jeunesse and then you don't see them again. We want to see long-term success. You want to see those diamonds still going across the stage, still training up more rubies and more sapphires and sapphire leads and more emeralds. See, it's not important where I'm at. What's important is where you're at and where you're going. Because every one of you has something to offer and to light a world and to encourage and to help somebody else. So where are you at in your plan of life? Where is that legacy you're leaving? So think local. Guys, look what you have here in your own backyard. Now, if I challenge every one of you to go out here today and you continue to work with your team, how many of you really think this time next year, this room will have 3 times as many people? Let me see your hands. Do I have that commitment from you? Does Katie have that commitment? Does Martine have that commitment? Well, guys, it just takes going out that door and saying, I'm starting my Jeunesse business again today. That's the beauty of it, guys. No matter where you at, you have a great foundation. So think global. Go to your team and say, most people say, well, I don't know anybody in Malaysia. Well, I don't know anybody in Canada. I don't know anybody in the U.S. You know, I don't know anybody in Africa. I don't know any. Really? You may not. And I didn't at first. But I'll tell you this. I went global in '86 without the internet. It took me 10 years to have over 400,000 people with a phone and a fax. That's a lot of faxing. That's a lot of phone work. And I started an online business. And it took me, with the internet, 2 years, and I got to over 400,000 people. And with Jeunesse, that was before. With Jeunesse, I haven't looked at the numbers lately. Remember, I'm in a marathon. I got 5 minutes. I'm in a marathon. You in a marathon. So, now we have over 500,000 people in over 100 countries. Think of the power of the global platform and what you can do starting in your own backyard. So I want you to get your thinking caps on and your strategies together and your planning with your team and say, okay, we're here in Canada, we're going to lock arms together, but where's the next regional? You guys should be following and charting out the regionals. We are blowing up right now in the United States. This is our time in North America. Do you believe that? The U.S. North American market is still the biggest network marketing country in the world today, and we are a baby. everybody went out around the world, and people ask me this all the time. There was 5 Asians and then me, and guess what? I even went to Asia. So we all went around the world. We all went to Asia. Nobody had time for the North American backyard because the other countries got it. They saw it. They grabbed hold of it. So we went to where the business is. But you know what? Every one of the global diamonds now leaders are saying it's time for North America. So say that with me. It's time for North America. Do you believe that? Are you willing to make that happen? Because it is still the biggest market in the world today. So think global. Grab hold of that and your business will go to a new level. You have obstacles. Learn how to overcome the obstacles. There's challenges in life. Just like I said, everybody has issues. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has down times. But it is so true. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Are you willing to stay in the race? Are you willing to set the pace for the race to build your business, your life, your family, your legacy, your Jeunesse movement? You need to think as a movement leader. Let me show you the difference. A moment by moment leader. They make emotional decisions. Learn not to do that. It's very easy in our industry. You know, Randy Ray has a saying, you can't unring a bell that's been rung. So think about what you're reacting to. Get the knowledge, get the information. Do not make emotional decisions. I'm going to tell you, that changed my business more than almost anything I've ever done. Don't make emotional decisions. Be steady. One foot in front of the other, no matter what's going on, no matter what the obstacles, no matter about, oh, that customer service, or oh, that product's out of stock. How come some people can focus on that and it trips them up because they're looking at what's wrong instead of what's right? And those that are looking at what's right are still climbing the ladder. They're still going forward. They're still pressing forward because, you see, they have a confidence in the company, a confidence in our management team, which is the best. Our owners are the best of the best in the industry because they do care about you. They care about me. So I had to resolve within me that no matter what's going on, yes, there's challenges, yes, there's issues, yes, there's back orders, yes, this product may not look this pretty color it needs to be or whatever, but Jeunesse sees it, and every time you think something's wrong and you're going to tell them what to do, guess what? They've already got it covered. But when you believe that, then you have some resolve within you to continue to go forward, to continue to build your business, continue to take your business to new heights. Movement by movement leaders think, if I can just run over here and recycle all these people and be the first, I'm going to be at the top. And then in 6 months, they're running over here and trying to take all these people to be at the top. And I will tell you this, I've never seen a movement leader that takes their business to the top or has built a legacy or has something to show for it. They will continue to be movement by moment by moment. A movement leader doesn't make emotional decisions. They're very strategic. They can make decisions when they're at the top, and they can make right decisions about their Jeunesse business. Guys, we have, I believe, Jeunesse will be, in my lifetime, one of the biggest things I've ever done. I believe this is that billion-dollar giant. More millionaires are made when that billion-dollar giant arises. Guys, it's amazing. Run with it. Jeunesse is a global movement. Make a decision to be a part of it, to run with it. If you've been stalled for a while, if you've had dry periods, so what? We all have. When you believe again, when you have that belief, I tell people God will move heaven and earth and the universe on your behalf. Because, you know, if you say, my business is not doing so good. Oh, guess what? Her business isn't doing good. Wow, what have you spoken into existence? I tell people ask me all the time, my business is thriving, I'm blowing and going. In fact, this is the first time I was going to take it, told Katie, I was going to take some time off this year, starting last year. It's going on 10 years. And I said, I think I'll take a little time off. But you know what? Katie came on board, and her commitment to the North American market, I said, she has the commitment, the drive, the tenacity, and now is the time to run. Are you willing to run with us, Jeunesse family? Are you willing to be that movement leader? Because we are touching lives and changing nations. Now, the last thing I want to say, and I'll come back to that, I'm going to close. I do my business in 90-day cycles. You plant, it's just like farming. It's just like farming. And where are you in the process? You plant seeds. You know, somebody said they didn't want to have babies. Well, guess what? We're having babies all the time. We're just popping them out. I don't care how young or how old you are. You may think you're too old, but you can have those Jeunesse babies all day long. And that is maybe somebody in life that's been led to you that needs a change or needs hope or needs a future. So every 90 days, I plant, I water, and I harvest. Every 90 days, and this is how it works for me. I have people right in front of me, right now. I have a new group I brought in. I've been working on them for 2 years. I didn't give up. But guess what? It's their time. It's their time. It's their season. They said yes. Something changed. Something was different. They had an aha moment. Okay? So I work with them. I have one that I've planted seeds with that I'm ready to come in. So I'm working with my current group, and I have those that have graduated. Do you let those that have graduated go? Absolutely not. You come back and you spin the plate. You come back in and you see Carrie and Judy and Ian, or you guys that are in the room, or I'm going to Africa, or you go to California, wherever it is. They're leaders. They're doing it on their own. But every once in a while, we come alongside each other and we encourage each other and we help each other to get to that next level. Now, I'm going to share with you my biggest aha moment for Jeunesse. When I knew, and I know my time's up, when I knew, oh my gosh, this is going to be huge. We now have crossed over 7.2 billion people on the planet. In the next 7 years now, 1 billion people will turn 60. What do they want? They want to look better, they want to feel better, and now we're living longer. We need what? More money. They haven't planned. You know, in the 60s, look, I'm in my 60s. Okay, people were shutting down in their 60s when my parents were growing up. It was the golden years. Now you're seeing 60 people in their 60s that are acting and living like they're in their 40s. Why not? Why not enjoy it, the time and space that we're here, and do great things? Because we can. We can make more money and afford to do those things and have better health and face those things and help those things and people in life. So we've crossed 7.2 billion people in the next 7 years now. I've been saying this for 3 years because it was 10 years ago, then 9, then 8. Now 7 years, 1 billion people will turn 60. Guys, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that are baby boomers that have what? Money. It's the largest amount of money resources in the world. So if you're a kid, a young person, you're a teenager, if you're an older person, you don't understand the internet, get your kids, get your grandkids, make it a family thing, work together. There's no limitations on what you can do with Jeunesse. So you plant, you water, you harvest. Now this was the final aha. That was one of them. But the final one was, we have hit $1 billion in 1 year faster than any other direct sale company in history. Now, wow! But then when I saw that we are up there, how many of you, my grandkids hate when I ask this, but I'm going to ask you, how many of you here know about Facebook? Let me see your hands. Just play with me. I know it's crazy. Okay. eBay, Amazon, Costco, Google, Apple. How many of you have heard of it? At least one of those. Come on. Amuse me. Okay. Hopefully every one of you, or you're living in a hole, a cave. Now I'm going to ask you, because I think everybody raised their hand for one of those. How many of you made money with any of those? Now let me see your hands. One in the front, Katie. I'm happy for you, Katie. See, she knows how to smell out the money. Okay. Why didn't we? We weren't at the right place at the right time. We didn't rub shoulders with those that knew where the future was. We just didn't get it, did we? But this was the aha moment for me. Jeunesse is my Google. And it can be yours too, if you allow it. It can be huge. Start with what's in your hands. Have the mindset of a leader. Have the belief in the company. Take your business to the next level. Make a commitment to plant, water, harvest, no matter what the issues are in life. Now I'm going to ask you, this can be your Google. How many of you in this room, with what you've seen and heard, would like to be a diamond? Let me see your hands. Who would like to be a diamond? Okay, everybody stand up. I'm going to close like I always do. I want you to turn around, and with everything within you, I want you to turn to the person to each side of you and around you, and I want you to tell them, you are a diamond. Tell them.